Cheers, guys, and a happy Valentine's to everyone. All my subscribers, my friends, my relatives, everyone. Have a wonderful Valentine's Day. I'm beginning my Valentine. Today is just, I think, the 2nd, but I'm beginning my Valentine greetings and my entire program, my Valentine program, now, so that you can, whatever chocolate, it's the chocolate season, whatever chocolatey recipes I put out there, you can try them before you actually make them on Valentine's Day. And so I'm just here to guide you through a few chocolate recipes. My first chocolate recipe is going to be a chocolate cupcake. A lovely double chocolate cupcake, and we're going to put some frosting on there. So let's go to those ingredients and let's get a chocolate cupcake going. Cheers. So let's get started. Here are the ingredients for the chocolate cupcakes. We have 1 cup of all-purpose flour. We have half a cup of cocoa powder, 1 cup of granulated sugar. We need a half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of baking soda, and a half a teaspoon of baking powder. I'm using some vanilla bean paste. I have vanilla bean paste. I don't have any vanilla extract, so but I usually prefer the vanilla bean paste anyway. And 1 cup of hot water. And this is what we're going to use for the batter. So first things first, we have to sift our flour. We'll sift our flour, and also you'll also sift the cocoa powder, because cocoa powder, it has a lot of fat in it. It's not sweet, but it has a lot of fat, and you find that it lumps up. There are always a lot of lumps that are in there, like boulders, kind of, so to speak. So we'll sift also the cocoa powder with our flour. And this electric sifter, I'm going to leave the link in the description box, because people have been asking about it. It's an Amazon product. Cool, so that's sifted. Next, we're going to combine our other dry ingredients, the sugar, salt, baking powder, and baking soda. Get it all in there. And we'll use a whisk to get it all together. So let's get this all combined. And you have to whisk it well, because you don't want any pockets of white of flour leaving around, you know. And so we whisk this well, and just to make sure that everything is mixed in and incorporated. So I forgot to mention, you preheat the oven to 350 whilst you're doing all this, and also line your muffin, a 12-cup muffin pan. Just line it with the muffin papers, so that when this when this batter is ready, you just have to, you just distribute it into its into the containers, into the muffin cups. Now the next thing we'll add is the oil, and I'll repeat all these measurements in the description box below. And we'll add the hot water, 1 cup of hot water, and we'll whisk this in. Along with 1 egg. I try to not to put the egg in, not to put the water in after the egg, the hot water, so to speak, the hot water in after the egg, because I put the egg in, I put the water in, and then I whisk it, and the flour and the other stuff is going to cool the water down a little, because you really don't want to get your eggs cooked, right? So, and it's just 1 egg, and you whisk this well until it's smooth. Whisk this well until it's smooth. I'll do it for about a minute. Then our vanilla. The vanilla, I have the vanilla bean paste here. Just put that in. Get it all in there. And give this a good whisk. Once everything is incorporated, we'll just pour it into the muffin cups. I'm using a large ice cream scoop, and each cup will take maybe about 1.5 scoops. The batter is liquidy, and that's how it should be. So we're going to fill our muffin cups. Just have to be careful not to make a mess. Takes about 1.5 cups, about 1.5 scoops, I should say. And you're not going to fill it all the way to the top. You just 3/4. Fill it at 3/4 way. Okay, so I'll go ahead, finish the rest, and I'll be back. And just for some added chocolatey goodness, I dropped some pieces of semi-sweet chocolate in the center, and as it bakes, that's going to melt, and you're going to have a wonderful decadent cupcake here. And this goes into the oven at 350 for 17 to 20 minutes. Here we are, guys, after 17 minutes exactly. They're done, and it bounces back to the touch. I also used a toothpick, and the toothpick comes out really clean. So we'll just leave this on a rack to cool, and you can do several things with them. You can use I'll sprinkle some powdered sugar on there, just lightly, some light powdered sugar. You can frost them with any type of frosting you want, a buttercream frosting or chocolate frosting. Sprinkle chocolate sprinkles on them. You can decorate them however you want to. But once these are cooled, we're going to just sprinkle some powdered sugar on there and we'll be good to go. So let's make a little buttercream frosting for some of the cupcakes. So for that we'll need some butter. I'd have 1 stick of butter in here. I have half a cup of cocoa powder. I have 2 ounces of chocolate melted, semi-sweet chocolate melted and cooled. I have 1 teaspoon of vanilla bean paste and 2 tablespoons of milk, whole milk here. And I have some chocolate pieces here, some chocolate chips, which I'll sprinkle on top of it. And also the main ingredient here is the powdered sugar, 1 cup of powdered sugar. So we'll go with the butter. We'll start with the butter. We start to beat this butter until it's nice and light, and then we'll go from there. So let's start on a low speed. So I'll go ahead and beat the butter until it's nice and light, and I'll be back. So I've been whipping this for about 5 minutes, and you can see the difference in the color, and it's nice, it's fluffy, it's getting really fluffy. I'm going to just do it for maybe about a minute or so more, and you see the difference in the color. This is what we started with, and this is what we have, and the color has to lighten up and change, and that tells you that it's getting lighter, and it's going to be nice and fluffy. It's going to be a nice light fluffy frosting. So I whipped it a little more, and at this point we're going to add the other ingredients in. I'm going to start adding the vanilla bean paste here. Let's add the vanilla bean paste, and let's add the melted chocolate. Let's add the milk. Let's get everything in there. And on the low speed again, we're going to start on the low speed. Once we have those incorporated, we'll just scrape down the sides of our bowl here. Scrape down the sides of the bowl before we add anything else in there. We'll add now the cocoa powder. And we'll start adding the powdered sugar on a nice low speed again. And And you can totally do this in a stand in the stand mixer, and I think you might have less of a powder situation or a flour. I'm going to just scrape the sides down. Get all the spilled powdered sugar in there. Just make sure that everything on the bottom is being incorporated. Let's get the rest of the powdered sugar in there. And once we have this all incorporated, we get it into a piping bag. Just had to clean my beater there. And we have a nice light buttercream here. Buttercream frosting. And we just pipe them on here. Nice little dollop of buttercream chocolate buttercream frosting. And there you have it. A wonderful chocolate cupcake with a chocolate buttercream frosting. Double chocolates. Awesome. So let's unveil one of these bad boys. And see the decadence. Wow. This is how decadent it is. It's nice and soft and chocolatey inside. Let's make a sandwich. Awesome. Bon appetit. Cheers. It got a little messy there. This is fantastic. Awesome. I'll see you in the next clip. I'm going to finish this.